Hey, my YouTube friends and family. Hey, as you can see, it's early in the morning on a Saturday, and it's time to do this special cook that I've been talking about. We're gonna get some smoke slinging on the SmokeSlinger. And what we're gonna put on the SmokeSlinger is a whole pig. Yes, sir, we are. And in the video here, my special guest gonna make a showing here in a few minutes, but we're just gonna talk about just getting this pig prepped, get the SmokeSlinger fired up, get our burn barrel going so we can get some live coals to cook this pig with. Once we get all that together, I'll bring you back. All right, folks, hey, as you can see, we got this pig laid out here. We're gonna finish getting it cleaned up. There's probably just some little pieces to trim out. Then we're gonna get it split open more so we can get this thing on the SmokeSlinger. I'm not gonna talk a whole lot while I do this. You'll just see what I'm doing. Trimming out some of these little undesirable looking pieces, pull the membrane off the ribs inside so we can get flavor down into that meat. And then, once we do that, we'll be ready to start cooking, folks. So just hold tight. There it is. There it is. All right, folks. It's not like this is a big old 2-year-old, 400, 300-pound hog where all that stuff is thick and hard, still fairly tender. And like I said, with that direct heat on that SmokeSlinger, it's gonna money dude. Money dude. You know, if I stay and fool around here, I'll be trimming all day. I'm really gonna stop trimming now. I'm done. So just gonna take some paper towels, dry the inside of this pig out, gonna flip it over, wipe off the outside, and get ready to get this sucker on. All right, folks, as you can see, we got this pig dried off, laid out. What I'm gonna do now is season the inside. Inside of this right now is gonna be simple seasoning. Season it all, black pepper. That's what's going on the inside. But also, we're gonna be making a mop sauce. That mop sauce is what's gonna impart that extra flavor where you get that whole hog flavor on this pig. So, folk, I'm gonna get my seasonings together, and once I have them, I'll bring you back. I got some Season It All by Fiesta. It says extra fancy. I don't know what extra fancy Season It All is, but that's what it says. And I got some coarse black pepper. We're gonna go on first with a good layer of coarse, because this can handle it. So I might put a good heavy layer of coarse black pepper and a good heavy layer of the Season It All. And as we season, as you can see, I ain't being shy, folks. I ain't being shy. We gonna get that all anywhere I see meat. Anywhere I see meat, we're putting this black pepper. I'm gonna tell you what, sure it's looking good already. Y'all don't realize how long I've been wanting to do this. I am having fun. I'm like a kid in a candy store right now. Oh yeah. Get your knife high so you can see. I'm gonna go nice and generous on this pig with this, because this is all we're starting with. No need in being selfish with the seasoning. You know, that might be a new catchphrase. Don't be selfish with your seasoning. Look at that. It's in there, folks. I think that's how I'm gonna let that ride. And as we get the fire started, that salt's gonna sit on there and attach itself. I'm gonna use a different word today. Attach itself to the meat and sweat this inside of this pig out with that salt right now. And folks, once we get this fire started, I'll bring you back. Hey, folks, guess what? Look who's here. I wanted him to walk in and make it real dramatic, but he was standing here when we started, so yeah. Look who's here with me today to cook this pig. We got Frank Cox in the house.
Yeah, man, thanks for having me.
Man,
I am so excited about this.
Yeah.
And of course, I'll be spending a lot of time behind the camera, you know, and helping out with that, but I'm excited to watch you cook this pig, man.
I'm excited to do it. I'm excited to do it.
So how big is your pig?
We got a 50-pound pig. Came frozen. The place started for me. We did our cleanup on it, got it laid out. Now she's sitting there just sitting with that seasoning on it, marinating a little bit so to sweat out while we get the SmokeSlinger together to do this fire in the bottom without these baskets, with real coals, cherry wood. I'm gonna let Frank talk about how we take this apart to do this process.
So my favorite way to do a pig or a big muscle animal like this, especially if we're gonna be cooking with embers, first thing I'm gonna do is take all the tuning plates out and take out the charcoal baskets and the rails in the bottom. And then we're gonna cook directly on the bottom of this pit. This also gives me a chance to see how dirty the bottom of your pit is.
Don't judge me, Frank. Don't judge me.
I'm just kidding. If it was my pit, we'd have to be cleaning this thing before we got in there. But yeah, so what temperature are you wanting to shoot for today, you think? Are you really worried about it?
I'm not really worried about it. We're gonna go by time, we're gonna go by look. I know Frank doesn't like these, but I'm gonna put a thermometer in the ham. I know Frank, he don't like them. A wireless probe thermometer is gonna go in just to help out. I'm just one of those people, I like out of curiosity what's happening without looking at it.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that at all. You know, this is a fun cook. It's your first time doing it on a SmokeSlinger, my second time. And so it is wisdom to kind of monitor things when you're learning how to do something like this.
But also a wireless probe thermometer that can read through 1/4-inch steel.
Yeah, that's a big
and still stay connected. I'll talk about that here a little later on. But
so we're going to be shoveling embers. If you haven't already, go back and look at Carlton's channel here. He built this last night. Right before I just brought some old junk I had laying around, and he made himself a burn barrel, and that's where we're going to be producing the coals.
That's it.
We're just throwing cherry wood in top and then hit the rebar periodically with the shovel. Embers fall down, it gives us a shovel full. And how are you going to place your coal bed in here when we start structuring that?
I'm going to start 4-corner with lump charcoal. That's how we're going to start while we're creating enough embers to shovel under. And what my plan is, while the meat side is down on here, I want to stay on the perimeter of the pig, not directly under. Because you're gonna have some fat rendering, and I really don't want to create a flare up. So I'm gonna try to work on the perimeter as much as we can, and then after we flip the pig, then we can even it out all the way across.
And by then we'll have a significant enough coal bed. We'll be able to rake those coals around and control our temperature zones. And we can also check we'll be able to actually see how that is all coming together and crisping up. We'll be able to feel underneath. You know, and stuff like that. So that'll help a lot during the cook. Okay, well, you want to get this thing set up?
Let's get it set up.
Right on.
All right. All right, folks, I'm back. I'm gonna get ready to get this charcoal in the SmokeSlinger. This is some Royal Oak charcoal that we picked up at Walmart. I'm not affiliated with Royal Oak, but it's just what we picked up to use today to get this fire started. So how are we gonna measure this to how we're gonna put it in? I'm gonna use my shovel. Sort of gonna lay it out. This is how I decided to get the charcoal out. Get a shovel full, shovel it out of there. I'm gonna place it in the corner. 2 level shovels in each corner to start this fire going. Don't look like it's gonna be a corner, it's like it's gonna be a perimeter thing. See how we pivot, folks? See how we pivot when we cook for real? But that'll still protect the middle of that pig while we start to develop them colors and them flavors. Put a little bit more so I can have about the same amount on as the other side. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna get that charcoal lit. All right, how I'm gonna light this charcoal? Hope I got enough gas to do this. If not, I got a backup plan to use some fire starters. There we go. There's charcoal in the bottom of this barrel. Put about 2 at least. That's a big piece, so a little more won't hurt. Because we're building a fire, folk. We are building a fire. We're gonna get that charcoal in there. I'm gonna sort of bunch it up a little bit, condense it so we can get more direct heat instead of spreading it out. We'll take some of this cherry wood, we're gonna split it down a little bit smaller, stack it in like a TP Boy Scout fire, so that once the charcoal lights, it'll ignite this wood. The flames coming up will ignite the wood that's gonna be sitting on top of the rebar that we built yesterday. That way we'll get our embers for the continued cooking of our pig. So folks, once we get this lit, bring it back. Now old man gonna get on his knee, boy. It's rough on the old man, but hey, we gonna get this pig cooked. I took some of that cherry wood, I split it down. Been a long time since I was in my Boy Scouts to build this TP, but we're gonna give it a shot. Why not use the base of the barrel as a little leverage?
Why are you building a log cabin?
Building a log cabin so we can get airflow. If you just pile the wood up on there, it's not gonna get enough air to ignite and to create an uplift in the flames. So we want the flames to rise to light this wood here. That's why we're building a log cabin. One more. What we're gonna do is, to help this charcoal along, I'm gonna take a couple of those fire starters, sit down in the center. They'll burn nice and long after this starts to light to help get this wood lit. There we go. Now, old man gotta get up. Oh! I made it. I smell that cherry wood. Oh my God, perfume of the gods. Said it, we gonna do it just like that. Yep, there we go, folk. All right, folk, the SmokeSlinger right now, boy, she's creeped on up to right at 200 degrees. And those coals are nice and established. What we're gonna do is get these doors shut down. We can get all of the SmokeSlinger good and hot to where she can do her job like she does, like retaining heat. So folk, once we get everything inside of the SmokeSlinger good and warm and established, then we'll get that pig on. And once that happens, we're gonna adjust our airflow. I'm gonna let Frank explain how we adjust the dampers to control temp. So once we get that going, I'll bring you back. I'm here to do a quick check-in on the hog. As you can see, that seasoning is doing its job. It's starting to sweat in real good. I mean, sweating in nicely. So here in a few minutes, we'll be getting this baby on the SmokeSlinger as soon as we stabilize temps. But that seasoning is drawing that sweat out in here into that meat. Very nice. So folk, we'll bring you back. All right, folk, we're back. SmokeSlinger, she's coming on up. She's about rocking close to 250.
Yep.
So we want to dial this back a little bit. So I'm gonna let Frank explain how we're gonna try to dial in these temperatures to settle it. So here you go, Frank.
Yeah, thanks, man. So basically what we're going to do is we want to have a nice even temperature on this pig while it's cooking. And something to keep in mind, not just on SmokeSlingers, but any pit that you're trying to get to cook even, something to keep in mind is how it's level or not. And you don't have to get it perfectly level. On the SmokeSlinger, you can compensate. Like if this end right here, for instance, is uphill a little bit. So what we're gonna do, everything wants to ride that lid and go straight up to the top. So we're gonna choke these dampers back a little bit and open those more. And what that's gonna allow us to do is everything can kind of do what Mother Nature intended and roll up, but then it'll have a spin going back. And we're just gonna watch these needles on here just as a point of reference. As Carlton said earlier in the video, we're not really stressed out about temperature. We're more stressed out about color and appearance and how the cook is going. So we're not, like once we figure out what temperature we want to run, 250, 275, whatever Carlton says, then we're going to use these as a point of reference for that. And then we're just going to monitor these dampers whenever we need to drop temp up here or raise temp up here, vice versa, open and shut the exhaust dampers. And then depending on how our coal bed burns, we may shut these dampers down a little bit just to kind of help our coals stretch a little bit longer. That's one good thing about having all these dampers is we can manipulate things and we don't have to stress out so much about, you know, the temperature.
Yeah, you answered that question because that's what I was going to ask about these bottom dampers, how we're going to do those. So basically we're going to run them open, managed heat control with these.
With the exhaust, yep. And then if you like to cheat like me, you don't want to have to bend down and see what that number says, like, because I can't hardly see it. We'll rotate these dials. You know, I never tighten my thermometers down because I'm always doing this. We're going to be sitting over there in a lawn chair having a beverage here in a little while, and none of us is going to want to get up and have to deal with. So we're just going to rotate it needles up.
Yeah.
And that's what we're cooking at.
And mine are tight, so we'll have to loosen them a little bit.
Yeah. So yeah, man, this is going great. We got the hog about ready to roll. We're getting ready to throw him on here in just a bit. Once this coal bed gets established a little more, we got our embers rolling. You can smell that cherry wood coming out of that barrel.
Man, it smells amazing. It smells amazing.
I mean, you know, does it smell kind of like sweet marshmallow?
Sweet marshmallow
kind of flavor, cherry wood.
Yeah, it's in the color of the cherry wood is amazing.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, I'm excited. Yeah. That's going to give us a nice red color.
On that pig.
Help us develop that when we get that skin rolling too.
Yep.
Let's roll, buddy.
Let's get it done. All right, folk, I'm back. As you can see, we're moving up right around 275 on the SmokeSlinger. Now we're going to start dialing back the temperature so that we can get this pig on here. So on this side, I'm going to turn my dampers about halfway. On the back one, I'm going to do a little bit more than half. And then on these, I'm gonna go a little bit, about 3/4 for now on both of them. And then we'll monitor these temperatures and see how they dial down. And once we dial it down, we'll give it 15, 20 minutes maybe. That's hot. We'll give it 15, 20 minutes maybe. And then we'll bring you back. And by that time, you know what? We're gonna put that pig on. All right, folks, I'm back. What we're gonna do now, some of this moisture that's pooled up inside here, me and Jeremy there, we're gonna dab some of this out And then any rub that comes off, once we get that dabbed out, we're gonna reapply a little rub just to touch it up in those places. Ooh, that was simple and easy. Yup. There we go. So now what I'm gonna do, reapply a little rub in these areas. And in the areas I may have missed to start with. I think that looks good. Some more black pepper. Can't never have too much black pepper. It's gonna get all mixed in there. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Now, it's time for the moment we've been waiting for.
Put that hog on.
Put it on. I'm back. What we're gonna do, we're gonna crack the lid on the SmokeSlinger, and we're gonna take this little piggy to market. All right? So come on, let's get him grabbed up, Jeremy. I'll just lay it in here, then I'll get it flipped over. We got it laid there now. Now we're just gonna do the rotatey-tatey.
How big is that pig?
50 pounds. 50 pounder will fit on a full-size SmokeSlinger with room to spare, okay? So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna wipe all this off, then I'm gonna dry it again, and I'm gonna take some, not kosher salt, but table salt, sprinkle on the skin to help crisp up the skin while we wait on it. So I wanna get this lid shut so we don't lose too much temperature, and we'll talk about that again here in a little bit. So hold tight, folk. I'll bring you back. All right, folk, I'm back. Hey, as you can see, I got this shovel. It's time to put a few coals, or those cherry wood coals, up under this pig. I'm gonna get my door open. I'm gonna get both of them open. Just go ahead and do that to start with. So I'm not trying to do that. I'll come in here and get some of these coals. Not gonna go too heavy to start with. You can just lay them in here. I may get a little bit more for this side. Lay it in there. Oh yeah, hot embers, baby, hot embers. Get a little bit more to bring to the front of this side. And folk, by the time we're ready to add more embers, we'll have more that's falling down in the barrel. So folk, that's all we're gonna add right now. We'll monitor the temps, see how they roll, and when we're ready, we'll bring you back. We're about an hour and a half in on this pig cook. We're gonna crack the lid on this bad boy, see what we got. We're starting to see color developing around here. Got a little moisture build up, which that salt is doing what I wanted to do. So what I'm gonna do right now is I'm gonna dab that moisture off. It's pulling that moisture right out, but I'm gonna replace it with some more salt once I dab that off. Yep, put a little more salt back in those areas. The color is starting to develop, folk. After an hour and a half, we're starting to develop color. So I'm gonna get this lid shut down so I can maintain our heat, but we're also gonna add some coal. The SmokeSlinger is running like a charm, folk. I mean, the hardest part was seasoning and getting the pig laid on the daggone grill. If you don't have one of these and you like to cook, here we go, direct fire, smokeslinger.com. We're gonna grab some of these coals. Doesn't take much, folk, for real, doesn't take much. I'll go a little bit more if I got some right now. Oh yeah. What we might start doing now, slowly increasing the temperature some, because we're an hour and a half in, we're getting a good establishment of color and flavor on the pig. We may start bringing the temperature up a little bit, but we're gonna let it rock and keep it going. What I forgot to mention earlier in my video, my pig, I sourced it from Tennessee Valley Meat Packing. I'm not affiliated with them. I bought this pig with my own money. If you're in the Tennessee, Lewisburg, Columbia area, an excellent place to, they took care of me on getting my pig. Thought it out for me and everything. So if you're in the Columbia, Tennessee, Lewisburg, Tennessee area, Tennessee Meat Valley, it's a good place to get your meat. So folk, we're gonna let it ride. When we're ready, I'll bring you back. Hey, my YouTube friends and family. Hey, we're back to check on this pig. We've been getting coals burned down. We've shoveled coals. It's been about 2.5 hours, going on 3, since we got this pig on. We've added a couple coals here and there just to keep the temp up. We're gonna take a look at this pig. Oh yeah, she's looking pretty, y'all. I'm going to dab a little more of this moisture off. See, now the first time you saw more moisture. This time, you don't see as much moisture. We're gonna hit the pig with this Pam a little bit, and then I'm gonna hit it with a little more salt on the skin. Oh yeah, shining like new money. Now we're gonna take a little bit more of the salt, hit it on here, just to continue to dry that skin out. And with that Pam is gonna help that color develop a little bit more, but she's developing nicely on the color. I'm gonna take a little peek on the underside. I'm gonna try to, just to see what we're looking like. It's hot, oh, we got great color. I'm gonna tell you what, folks, we get ready to flip. So what I'm gonna do is get my hands prepped, get my gloves on, and we're gonna give this pig a flip. So when I'm ready for that, I'll bring it right back. All right, folk, I'm back, all gloved up. We get ready to give this pig a flip. You know, oh my gosh, she is so pretty. I don't know, she, he, whichever it is, I don't know. But we're gonna give it a flip. We gotta prop it up, we can prop it up, all right? Oh, look at that, folk. Is that a pretty sight or what? That is a beautiful sight. So what I'm gonna do now is, I got me a wireless probe that I'm gonna stick into one of these hams, just to know what I know what's going on inside that meat. I got it stuck in there, and it's gonna monitor the ambient temperature of the pit for me a little bit, plus the internal temperature of the pig. So I'm gonna get it shut back down, and the next clip you're gonna see, we're gonna start getting this mop sauce together. So folk, hold tight, I'll bring you back. All right, folk, I'm back. Hey, as you can see, I got my ingredients sitting up here. I got my induction burner. We're gonna make this mop sauce, hence mop sauce. So what I'm gonna do, I got some apple cider vinegar, and what I'm gonna tell you this. Everybody's taste is their own taste. I'm gonna show you what I put in it. You adjust the taste to what you like. So I'm not gonna give you specific ingredients on this mop sauce. I'm gonna taste it when I make it, see where it's at, adjust accordingly. We're gonna start out with some apple cider vinegar. Starting off, okay, this is a 32-ounce bottle. I used about half of it. I'm gonna take some ketchup. That may be suspect to some people, but that's what I use in mine. And it tastes pretty dang good. So we're gonna put some ketchup in here. I'm gonna start with that. Coarse black pepper, go there. I don't wanna go too hot. Crushed red pepper to balance out the acidity to that apple cider vinegar, brown sugar. Gotta add salt. Salt is gonna bring out all these flavors. And I use Diamond Crystal kosher salt. You can use whatever salt you want. That's what I like to use. Don't pay no attention to the noise, because you know what that is? That's good people having a good time. Now, what I got here, big old pretty lemons. Gonna cut this lemon up, not gonna dice it, but cut this lemon. Gonna quarter it. I'm gonna squeeze a little juice, but it's gonna be in there simmering with the sauce anyway. I'm gonna go on and put 2 in, squeeze a little of that juice in there, drop them in, squeeze a little in, drop it in. Got my spoon here, I'm gonna give this a stir. There we are. Giving it a stir, and then to balance it a little bit more, I got some water. And I'm just gonna put a little water in there just to cut this down a little bit more. And once I get this mixed together, I'm gonna give it a taste. Now, I'm gonna tell you now, don't mind me, because I'm gonna taste with my spoon I'm using. For all you people that's gonna be picky about it, you do yours the way you do. We're doing this today. So now I'm gonna give this a little taste. I cut the cider a little too much. A little more cider vinegar, a little more salt. I taste the lemon real good. A little more salt. Now, the red chili flakes, they're gonna release their flavors into the mop here in a few minutes once they begin to simmer. So I'm gonna let it simmer for a few minutes, and once I let it simmer for a few minutes, I'm gonna bring it back to do a taste. All right, folk, I'm back. Hey, I told you I was gonna bring you back to let you see me tasting the sauce. I added one more ingredient, a key ingredient that was missing, which was garlic powder. Got that in there, and that sauce is, yeah, wish you could taste it. But now we're gonna open this pig up. Oh yeah, we're looking good, folk, we're looking good. Now we're gonna get this mop sauce over here, and we're gonna start mopping. Now, folk, what we're gonna do, we're gonna start mopping. And if you think there's something special to mopping, it's not. This is your perfect opportunity to make a mess. You know, we're just mopping this flavor on. We're just mopping this flavor on. Mopping it on. The pig is looking good. It's cooking well. We've, since what we've done too, we've bumped the temperature up some. Now that we got the color we want and the texture on this meat, now with that skin down protecting the meat, we want to bump that temperature up some to about maybe 225, maybe 275 to render the fat. Get the fat render going. We got first mop down. We're gonna let it go probably 45 minutes. After 45 minutes, we'll bring you back. It's been about 35 minutes since we last checked on those pigs. We get ready to pop the lid on the SmokeSlinger. Oh my God. Looking amazing, folk, looking amazing. So we're gonna get these ribs mopped. The bottom part of this pig is doing exactly what I wanted to do. Puddle, hold those juices in. As it cooks, continue to force that juices out to the outside of the meat. Man, it's looking amazing, folk. I'll give it this great mop here. Skin is looking great. If y'all could smell this mop, once it's done, and we get this little piggy all mixed up together, it's gonna be amazing. We get ready to shut this back down. It's gonna be, I'm gonna let her go about another 35 minutes. What we're gonna do is I'm gonna add more coals out of this barrel behind me. We're gonna start pushing the temperature now. Now that we got the color where we want, the skin is protecting fine, we're gonna start pushing those temperatures. Probably upward of 275 so we can finish this pig out. So folk, when it's time to do another mop, I'll bring you back. Hey folk, we're back. It's been about maybe an hour and 20 minutes since we've been here. We're gonna take a look at this pig right now. As you can see, I got a spoon in my hand. You're like, what are you gonna do with the spoon? You see all these juices that's in here? What I'm gonna do right now, start to bust this meat up. Take this spoon, start busting this meat up in between these ribs, all of that. Start busting it up here a little bit, in between these rib bones, busting that up, and these shoulders, busting that up. Ooh, did you see that shoot up in my face?
Did you get got?
Ah, yeah. I got. But look, you see what that juice doing? Look what that juice is doing, folk. That puddling that you saw, look at that. We are getting so close, folk. Oh, yes. Man, you seeing that? Get the shoulder broke up a little bit. Get up in here in this shoulder a little bit.
Where'd you learn that spoon trick? I've never seen that.
I'm gonna tell you where I learned the spoon trick. From Rodney Scott.
Oh.
Watching him.
Must be right then.
Must be right. Must be money. So while we got it open and that going, I think I busted up enough in there. Get my mop sauce, impart more flavor on top of flavor. Yes, we're gonna finish mopping this bad boy up. And I would say we may have another 45 minutes to an hour. That's what I'm gonna call to get this pig done.
Breaking it up like that's gonna make a big difference on flavor penetration.
Flavor penetration. It's like a reverse injection.
Yeah.
If you wanna think of it like that, instead of injecting before the meat's starting to break down, the proteins are breaking down, the flavors are developing with the mop, bust up the meat, then absorb it. As you can look down in here now, even as I mop, it's gone. We're gonna let that go a little longer. Like I said, about another hour and 45 minutes, I think this pig gonna be done. We're gonna call it. So folk, if you hold tight, been a long day, but guess what? I'll bring you back. All right, folk, I'm back. Hey, look. This pig has been chugging along since 9:30 this morning. We're at a point now to where she's ready. She's ready to be dealt with. So we're gonna get light situated because we lost sunlight. So now we gotta go buy cellular light. And that's on point too. So they're gonna get situated with the lights where y'all can see this pig and I'll bring you right back. Man, you can see this pig in here bubbling. I'm going in here going in hot. As you can see, these rib bones, I can reach in here, grab these rib bones, coming right out, folk. Look at that meat off those rib bones. When people cook pigs, a piece that I think is underrated is the jaw. You never see, we put hog jowl in our beans, greens, and everything, but you never see anybody when they do a pulled ham or pulled hog. I'm going in here, look at this. Look at this jowl meat, folk, look at that. Do you see that? Oh my goodness. That is money. That is money. So what I'm gonna do is, we're not gonna do this whole hog pull apart on video. And this basically just to the fact the sun got away from us. So I'm gonna go in here. I'm gonna pull out a few of these ribs, as you can see, pulling right out. I'm gonna get a little of this belly meat. I'm gonna get a little bit of this ham, which is pulling right out. I'm gonna get a little bit of the shoulder, digging in, look at here, pulling right out. Hey, we're gonna wrap this video up. I'm gonna take a bite to just get the flavor of this video. Dip it in. That mop sauce and juices from the ham, from the pork, from the pig. In my hand, I got ham, shoulder, rib, and jowl from this pig. Pulled easy, and look at that. Hey, it's hot, so I'm gonna make a fool out of myself, but we're gonna give it a taste. Here we go, folks.
Huh?
Money. Money. I'm telling you, get yourself a SmokeSlinger so you can create one of these masterpieces. So I'm gonna go away for 1 second. We're gonna readjust the camera so I can bring Frank in. We can wrap this up. I got Frank here with me. We're wrapping up this pig cook. Thanks to our light men, light crew, Jeremy and Clarence. Give them a hand, folks.
Yeah, they've been here all day.
Thank you. And also helping out with this cook as well all day long. Appreciate them. But I want to thank Frank personally again for coming down.
Yeah, my pleasure.
Making this happen, bro.
It's been a great time.
It's been a wonderful time. Wonderful time. Lisa, his wife, awesome. You might talk to her on the phone and she get your order right, but outside of that, she's also an amazing person. So folks, we gonna wrap this video up. Thank y'all for hanging in. As I always say, please hit that thumbs up, hit that like, hit that subscribe, share this video so we can continue to grow this channel so that I'll be able to provide this content to you even more.
Yeah.
So folks, as I always say at the end of my videos, you wanna say it with me, Frank? Keep on cooking?
Keep on
Keep
cooking.
on cooking, folks.
That's right. I'm gonna get some of this pig.
Pig time!
That's what it is.